Yeah. Hits 101 Radio Sunday School Show. Still authentic right here with my brother Cook. So what up, Cookster?
What's up, man?
I like that, man. I heard you fly ass F.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got Func Junc in the building. Give it up for Func Junc. Come on,
What's
Cook.
happening?
Yes,
What's happening,
y'all.
y'all? What's happening? Appreciate it. Yes.
Appreciate
y'all, man. Thank you. In the building.
Thanks for tapping in with us.
Yeah,
for
man.
real.
Appreciate y'all having us for sure.
Break down Func Junc for us, man. Shouts out to what makes Func Junc.
Dr. Stank and Funk's the Funk.
Shouts out,
And our drummer, Dub Chemist.
That's
Shouts
right.
out to Doug Chemist.
Shouts out to Dub Chemist. You know what I mean? Here with us in spirit.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
It's just a gumbo. Of just hip hop. You know, like real hip hop.
Right.
Just funk.
We going back to the West.
Yeah.
The golden era years,
Yes.
92, 93.
Yes.
Please believe,
we
man.
go back. We go back.
Man. So
Yeah,
how did you guys meet? I.E. Riverside. Shouts out to the 909, 951,
That's
whichever
right.
one you
All day.
represent. So you guys grew up together, is it?
Yeah, we linked up in high school. You know what I mean? So since 9th grade, we've been kind of rocking, and we used to do a lot of talent shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I used to be a solo rapper, and Dre was
Right.
like a dancer in our crew or whatnot. You know what I mean? So we did some some talent shows and stuff.
You could cuss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we good with it.
We did some talent shows and stuff, and one of the talent shows, the other dancer, our boy Jason, like he got in some trouble, so he couldn't do the show.
Yeah.
And you know, we found out kind of the day of, so I was like, Dre, man, grab a mic. I said, and we gonna rock this another way. You know
Funk's
what I
a
mean?
funk.
And
And
it
ever
was-
since then, that's when Func Junc was born, right there.
Right there.
You know what I mean?
That was
And
it.
so-
Never put it down.
It never put it down. You know
Never
what I mean?
put the mic down. It was on from there.
Yeah.
That was it. That
Yeah.
was it, man.
Yeah, and so you know, we just been trying to put on since high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. What part of Riverside, if you guys don't mind me, I grew up in Santa Ana.
Okay.
Graduated right here in Orange County in Santa Ana.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
I went to a junior college right there, Riverside Community College.
That's
There
right.
you go.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I spent the second half of my life as of date
Yeah.
in the IE. So I got love for the IE. I
For
lived
sure.
in
That's it.
Riverside. I've lived in Norco. I lived in Corona.
That's
Okay.
I've lived in Chino Hills, Eastvale, all
yeah.
those,
There you go.
all those
All
areas,
over.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
So
Yeah.
what part of Riverside were you guys in?
From
We-
East Side Riverside.
East Riverside. Yeah.
Okay.
East
Yeah.
Riverside.
So I was born and raised there. Dre moved there.
I moved from LA to Riverside, and
Yeah.
that's how that was, you know.
Yeah,
met Stank, and it was on. Like I said, it was on.
Yeah.
You
A
know?
lot of people don't know, well, haven't known that Riverside has a lot of heart in there.
Oh yeah,
A lot of heart.
definitely.
A lot of heart. Like that was it was like to me coming it was we speak on this show a lot. It was like a 2-block radius mindset that we grew up in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And then I graduated from high school and wanted to go to college, and I kind of had to do it on my own, where I was the first one to go to college in my family.
That's dope.
Right. So my cousin,
That's dope too.
she
man. Yeah.
lived in Norco, and she was like, "Hey, I got a spot right here. If you want to come over here, but I do have rules, and you do have to hold it down." Right. And we came to an agreement. I was going to junior college right there at the Norco campus, and I was there, man, and I fell in love with the IE.
For
Just,
sure.
just like the OC.
That's
a
it.
lot of people from the OC, just like LA, moved to the IE, and
Yeah.
then that made it their home, man. And,
Yep.
and we have our pride.
Yeah.
We love the IE, man.
Yes.
I got love for the OC and the IE.
Yeah.
Some people can be like, "Oh, you got to choose one." No, I don't.
Real talk.
You know,
You
no,
you don't got to choose at all. Cause
Yeah.
I did. I was out in HP for a minute too. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Just out there, you just living
Yeah.
life. Life was
Yeah.
lifing. So so I look at it as like it's the same. It's the same everywhere. You know, wherever you comfortable living.
Oh yeah, man.
You
It's-
know,
I think the IE is just a little cheaper than living in LA or
Financially,
yeah,
and it's
you know,
growing though.
yeah, or the or OC or whatnot, and it's just cool vibe, man. So a lot of people kind of gravitate. You know,
The IE had the first place I ever had was that had central air. That's it. We didn't need it in Santa Ana, and my mom's the crib in Santa Ana still doesn't have central air. It has a ceiling fan, but it wasn't until I got to the IE that I had central air. Man.
Right. You gonna need that central air.
You need it over there.
You gonna need that.
You need it over there, man. When it gets hot, it gets hot. And now I'd be going to Moval. Now I'd be going to everywhere in the IE, man. It's a beautiful thing.
That's right. That's right.
It's all even in Dino. I went to a couple studios in Dino. It'd be man.
Yeah.
Dino ain't no lie, man.
Dino ain't no joke.
Dino
will
will
right
test
now.
you.
That's
We'll
it.
test you. Yeah.
Dino will test
Shout out
you.
to homie Dirty Birdie from the Dino
Dirty.
and
Tweet,
Sly
tweet.
Booty. Both of them from the Dino.
Tweet.
What up, big?
Yes, sir.
Man. But yeah, shouts out to you guys, man. Func Junc. I know Bad Boy Records.
Yes,
man.
yes.
Let's get into that real quick, man. How did that come about? Because you guys been in the game for years.
That's right.
Years and years.
Yeah. I think we started grinding seriously in 92.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We graduated in 92. We started grinding. And we, back then there was no internet. There was no you couldn't just put something up and your followers just see it, instantaneously.
The grind was different.
Yeah, you had to go out there. You had to knock on doors. You had that, and it had something physical. We had our first demo was a cassette tape.
Shit.
We was throwing CDs and stuff at concerts, just throwing them on stage to see if somebody. We did all that, man. I think after 6 years of doing that, we finally got our first break with Puff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so, a dude we know.
JD, shout out JD,
shout out Clever. Yep.
Yes.
He was in the studio where Puff was at, and he was playing our stuff in the parking lot of that studio. And Puff had came out, took a break or something like that, and he was like, "Who the fuck is that?" You know what I mean? And next thing you know, Puffy's calling me. He called my manager. My manager didn't believe it. He called me. And then at first I didn't believe it, but then I kept listening to his voice. I was like, man, this really might be Puff.
It's real.
I thought it was him messing around at first, you know what I mean? But
Funk's a funk.
Man.
Funk's a funk.
Long story short, the next day we was at the studio.
We was
with
at
Puff.
the studio with him.
Yeah.
Doing our thing.
You know what I mean? So
and that was it, man. It wasn't extravagant like everybody thinks or whatnot. Like he was on shows like Big Boy in the Morning shouting us out. BET shouting us out
MTV,
and things. We
on there.
was the first West Coast rap group on Bad Boy.
yeah.
But it was just kind of like short lived, real quick.
Yeah. About a year.
About a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this was way up. Rest in peace, Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, 98 with Bad Boy Records, and that was one of those things. So, was there any work that you guys recorded for him, or was it just like
We recorded a
get
gang of songs.
Yeah,
so
we recorded a bunch of songs.
a bunch of songs, man.
He he gave us.
Did you have the freedom to be you?
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of did our own thing.
We just did our own thing.
We were never in New York or anything like that, or so kind of. He was like, "You guys just do your thing for right now."
Right.
We recorded a bunch of songs, and then next thing you know, I believe his lawyer gave him the advice to let some of these groups go.
Yeah,
he was.
Because he had too many groups.
He had too many groups, kind of wasn't doing them with it. I think some legal stuff was going on or whatnot. And so we ended up getting released from the label before we could really get our feet wet. You know what I mean? But we did. We were on Bad Boy. It wasn't, that is a true.
It's a trip though.
You know what I mean?
Not too many people can say that. And that was the time it was popping.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is true, man. That is true. Those were the years that they were trying to, it was all on them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So 2002, you get signed to MCA Records.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stank he was out just wilding, doing his thing as far as being that MC.
Yeah, man. I was I think after the Bad Boy stuff, we kept recording and stuff, and then it was I think it was just more just trying something different to see like if we could, find another way. I think we had ran out of, I'm only gonna say ran out of steam or nothing like that, but it was just kind of like
it was like, what's next?
What's next?
What's
different
next?
trials. Different
Because
trials.
I mean, you get deflated.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? After a high like that, you just get deflated, and it's like,
Yeah.
damn, what do we do now?
worked hard for that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like for me as a producer, like I'm always constantly just doing beats and like doing songs, coming up with ideas and stuff like that. So I just kind of been working on stuff that some solo stuff. And so I went in the studio and did like, I think it was like 7 or 8 songs.
Right.
And 2 of those songs was Crack-a-lackin' and Put the Stank in It. And
Was
so-
that the one with Felly?
Yeah, well, Felly's the one he was the first one.
He broke that record.
He broke that record.
Yeah,
He's
he
the
broke
one
it.
who played it, put the sirens on it.
Shout out Felly
Yeah.
Fell,
Felly
DJ
Fell.
Felly Fell.
Yeah,
DJ
so he
Felly
did Crack-a-lackin' and then he did Put the Stank in It. And so I'm an unsigned artist and I got 2 songs on the radio
In
being
rotation.
played every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so next thing you know, the labels kind of came knocking. And yeah, man, and then Dub C
Shouts
heard,
out.
shout out Dub C.
Skip.
West
Yeah.
West.
He heard Put the Stank in It and got at Felly and was like, hey,
Barracuda.
he was like, man, I want that beat. Like, you know what I mean? And so he had hit me. I was like, man, well, this is my song. I can't give away the beat, but I can give you some slaps. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I give you a
Yeah.
few. You know what I mean? And he was like, well, why don't I just hop on the remix? I was like, hell yeah. You know what I mean?
and
So
that's the one that came out on his album?
no. So then I ended
I
up
know.
doing another song on his album called Bang Loose.
Bang Loose.
Bang Loose.
Yeah, Bang Loose. It was on the Ghetto Heisman
The
album.
Ghetto Heisman.
Yeah.
Remember the Ghetto Heisman, Cookster?
Man.
So I'm the first
Ghetto
one.
Heisman?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
album.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm the first rapper on that. So it was like me, and it was 2 other MCs on there, 2 of the female and I think a dude named DeVille, and then of course Dub, and you know what I'm saying. So I had that going on, put the Stank in it, Crack-a-lackin', and then Dub is the one who ended up getting me the deal on MCA.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. So he knew this dude named Donnie Anderson, who was a A&R over there. And
DA.
yeah. And so he was looking for artists and they knew about me because I was kind of bubbling on Power 106 and 99.1, you know what I mean? And he reached out and was like, hey man, I can get you a deal. Give me 2 weeks. And 2 weeks,
Boom.
yeah.
Done deal.
We was working
Yeah.
out the ins and outs for that deal.
Oh,
you know what I
that's-
mean? I got
that's what's up,
signed.
man.
And yeah, man.
Yeah,
That.
that's what's up. Thank. I know. I was I got to know Dirty Birdie through is it the Wake Up Show? The Wake Up Show.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
High Tech. And I was like DJ Revolution.
Mhm.
Remember DJ Revolution, Cookser?
Revolution.
DJ Revolution, and I got to see him at the Stax record store. I think it's L.A. Orange County, one of these cities, low key cities.
Yeah.
And I saw rest in peace Chino XL.
Yeah.
Crooked
Yeah.
Eye was there. And I met Dirty Birdie, and I started listening to his music.
Man.
Juice also,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
one of the freestyle,
Them
one of the
dudes
greatest.
was in all those dudes, like that's I ain't gonna even get into. That's what today's MCs is lacking. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just be honest and say it.
Yeah.
That's when these dudes they mastered their craft.
Yeah.
That's what it was about. They put effort into it.
Yeah. And it led me to artists like Diamonique.
Yep.
From the
Yeah.
IE.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Shout
I
out to
just-
Yamanique. It's the
Shouts out
homegirl.
to her. I always tell her to go to our friends have a spot, My NY Pizza in Fontana.
Uh-huh.
And I tell her, try the Mexican wings. Try the Mexican. I always tell her, try the Mexican wings. They're fire. They're really
Dope.
really spicy. They're spicy, man.
That's one thing about the IE, man. Like the MCs out here, like you know, we
There's
it's just a
talent in the
unit.
IE.
We a family.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
We all support each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where I met Dr.
Definitely.
Stank at the. I met you guys when shouts out to Knick Knack 99.1.
Man,
Yes, sir.
shout out
Toyota
Knick-Knack.
Center.
Yes, sir.
Stater Brothers.
That's right. That's right.
Man.
Shout out Nick Nash. That's a homie, man.
Knick Knack, man.
Yeah, man.
That's my homeboy's cousin. What's up,
That's my
Namek?
dude.
What up, Namek?
That's it, man.
And I met him. I met Dr. Stank over there.
Yes, sir.
And it was one of those things where the networking.
Yes.
The networking.
Yes.
I just started networking. And tell me, you've met obviously Battle Cat, Butch Cassidy, John B, Bishop Lamont, Sly
Yeah.
Bug. Shouts out Sly Bug, man. C4.
Shout out Sly.
C4IE.
C4.
C-Fees, that's our family
fam
right there.
there. Yeah.
And how was it? How have you been networking throughout all these years, as Func Junc, as a unit, and being able to collaborate with different artists?
It's just keeping that tight relationship.
Yeah.
You know, keeping them doors open like that. If somebody calls and say, let's get down and do this, that's family. We own it.
Yeah. And I think like you know, there's been a lot of ups and downs and stuff. It ain't always been just straight, you know, straight through. It's been a long journey. You know what I'm saying? And but it's like along the way, you know, I've been fortunate enough to kind of work with certain people, you know what I'm saying, kind of run into them or whatever. But we always keep everything on the up and up. You know, and we, like you said, the relationships are key. You know what I mean? It's like you can be the dopest MC on planet Earth, but if you ain't got those relationships, I don't know what you
crazy, right?
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So I mean, you need people, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing without a team, and it's kind of like
Important.
it's really important, you know?
Especially like this day and age,
Yeah.
like with the music, like the team is key. Like I feel like our team is tight knit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got shout out DJ KMP.
Yep.
Brian Sampson
Yes.
is a big part of the team.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Dub
B
Chemist.
Sampson, Dub Chemist, everybody, man. So we Omar,
Omar,
you know,
he
just
does all our reels and everything.
videos and stuff.
That's,
you know,
that's the fam bam right there.
You guys are posting every single
You know?
day.
man, that's what it's about.
You guys,
Right.
you guys do not skip a beat.
Trying, man.
we go
You
through
know?
the motions with it. It's
Yeah. It wasn't always like that.
social media, like that ain't really us. We just
forte.
kind of low key, you know. But
Yeah.
we got to stay out there. We've been fortunate enough to run into some dope dudes who shoot. Shout out Omar. Shout out AKA Beto.
Yep.
Shout out Jay from Riv for linking us with Beto.
Shouts
you know,
out.
shout out.
Yep.
What up, fam?
What
The
up?
rib,
What up?
man? The rib.
Yeah, man. So we just, I mean, the whole thing is just to keep going, man.
Yeah.
That's you know, like a lot of guys our age that maybe used to rap. You know, the only difference between us is maybe they stopped, maybe they just got a regular job and just, you know what I'm saying, and they, you know, take care of their family, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
You know, but it's just like I think number one, consistency trumps everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you could be mediocre, but if you
if you're
keep putting your
consistent,
stuff in people's face,
They gonna like it.
eventually they gonna
Yeah.
get used to it. They gonna catch on.
You
know
know
what
how
I mean?
people always say it grew on me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's
It grew
it.
on me.
That's it.
And like I know, like a lot of times people talk about, you know, the younger generation, all this stuff like that, and like, man, I don't see what they see in them or stuff like that. But it ain't really even about the music. It's more about
The drive.
the
Consistent.
drive
They-
and
they're
them
driven.
being consistent, putting
Yep.
themselves out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, dog. So I think that's why you're seeing more reels and stuff with us because we understand that you got to be consistent. You got
be
to
in
knock
their
on them
face.
doors.
Yep.
The
I
squeaky
forgot
wheel
about
gets the
this
oil.
song. I
Yeah.
forgot about this.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yep.
You have to stay on them, and I believe that people, and you guys aren't rapping about what 14-year-olds, 16-year-olds, or maybe 18-year-olds, but
Yeah.
having a good time. But that's the thing that I tell people, like when they be like, "Oh, hip hop celebrated 50 years not too long ago. 50 years in this."
Yeah.
And hip hop has been here. Hip hop is
Yep.
not going to go anywhere.
It's not
right?
going nowhere.
It's just going to evolve into dopeness. So when they see artists that have been cracking since 92, 93, and still reinventing who they
can
are,
do it.
still evolving into something that is still entertainment, like the song Energy.
Yeah.
I can't get it out of my head.
Man.
Energy.
That's it
Appreciate
right
it,
there.
bro.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's what you guys give, man. That's what makes you guys timeless.
Thank you.
We try to bring it, man, as far as like like the feel good music, you know? Damn, man, we grown ass men, and I can't rap about crashing out. I ain't crashing shit out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a crash out. I'm going home to my family and kick it. You know what I'm saying? I that's what I'm bringing to the table. But I ain't mad at these young cats because they, you know, they'll see. You know, when you get older, you just like, oh, you rap about other shit. We about having fun and everybody having a good time. Get the club cracking and boom, go home, be with our families.
How do you redirect your wordplay when it comes to, like, you guys are making dope, high energy anthems? How do you redirect the wordplay and you're like, hold on, let me keep this energy going on this track, but let me make sure I'm not dumbing it down too much. I'm not saying Dr. Seuss rhymes because you don't.
Right.
You know?
I think it's the secret. I'm gonna give y'all the secret sauce.
Here we go. Write this down, Cookser. Write this down.
we make songs that we say, can we rock this shit at a show? Can we rock this at a show? And if the hook is not show worthy, we not doing the song.
Yeah.
So that's our we base everything off our show. Our show is high energy.
Yeah.
So can we rock this at a show? And as far as like our lyrics, you know, sometimes I'm like, man, Stank, I don't know if they gonna understand this. He was like, just do you.
Over their head.
Yeah. He was like, just do you. Just do you.
Yeah.
So we just do us and not worry about what other people think, what other people say.
Like, man.
Just be us.
I think a lot of I think like whenever I do like any type of song, like I look at it as song first. You know what I'm saying? So the song is the king. You know what I mean? I'm not rapping for a rapper. I'm not rapping to for a rapper to be like, oh, he got bars. I'm rapping to make the song the best that it could be.
Yeah.
And so I think when you prioritize the song instead of, you know, maybe your ego as a rapper or something like that, and what's gonna sound, because the thing is, you might have a beat, like say for instance, Fly AF. That's a pretty smooth, more on the smooth side.
Yeah.
So our lyrics in that is a little mellow and smooth.
I'm gonna ride that beat.
Yeah.
You know, ooh yes, drop out, rock out, two step and cha cha, uchiwala. Like, you know, I'm riding that beat more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Because the song don't really call for that. So my whole thing is like, we're gonna make the best possible song, and we've always thought song first, like even early on. We were fortunate enough to some, you know, shout out Adrian Miller, who kind of like gave us some game on, you know, what a real song is. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, it's like we've always structured our songs. Like we're gonna have like, I'm not doing something in the beginning, and I'm not gonna have like a 45-minute intro just shouting out everybody on a. I'm gonna have the song structured right so that so that it stands the test of time. And if you think about it, all the songs that we love, if you think of like Biggie, you know, Pac, One More Chance, all the greats that got hits that will never go away, it's because of the song structure and for them committing to the song as opposed to just killing it because they know they can rap. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta do what's the best for the song. So I think like that, to me, like that is really, really important. And you don't have to do that on every single song because the regular listener is not gonna like, they may not understand what you know, Chino XL was talking about or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, he's a lyricist and he's spit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm saying, it's okay for a person of that caliber to do a song that's a laid back joint for the ladies.
And you learn like over time. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something that we had to learn.
Yeah.
Because I used to just want to kill every track. Like because you just want to be that MC when you're younger. I want to be that MC. Right. But you know what? I'm trying to make hits.
I feel you, man.
I don't care about if you think like your bars is, man, I'm trying to make hits.
There's there are some cats that just want to make anthems, and I think if them not understanding the song structure, they fall flat.
Yep.
Because everything they want to make it, oh, this is going to be an anthem, a lowrider anthem, this is for this is for that. And I'll listen to the song, I'm like, damn, they missed out on that because it doesn't have a bridge, it doesn't have a hook, it doesn't have, what they did is just kind of followed what some other people did, but they didn't understand what they were doing. And hearing you guys fully understand it.
Right.
Do It for the Coast, the ad-libs on there.
Man.
Is it both of you guys on each other's ad-lib? Do it for the coast. I'm gonna do it for the coast. I'm gonna do it for the coast. I'm gonna do it for the coast. And I was like,
man,
I was listening to the ad-libs.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
at one time.
That's
So stuff like that, you don't get the ADHD that fucks with people, their attention span.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm all like, okay, I'm gonna do it for the coast. I'm gonna do it for the coast. Now I'm intrigued. I'm like, all right, where are they gonna take it with this?
For sure.
And that's what I was. You see me what I'm doing right now? I'm fishing.
Yeah,
That's That's it.
Hold on, man.
How
did that come about?
Well, Do It for the Coast was like a idea that I did. Like, man, I made that beat in 2019, I think.
Yeah.
And I did the idea for the hook. I did the hook in the verse, and then just kind of like slept on it, and just kind of like it was just sitting on my computer, kind of. You know what I mean? And so, I think when the kind of this resurgence of West Coast sounding kind of like
that Kendrick brought that
Kendrick kind of brought that
West
back.
solid sound back.
I was like, man, this would be a dope. This would be right up that alley.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You already had all those ad-libs on there?
Yeah.
Or did you?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the hook is the original hook from 2019.
It came back around.
And then I remember I redid it because I was like, it's a few years later. I wanted to make sure that it was going to be the best that it could be. You know? So I redid it, but it just wasn't the same. So I
kept
just
the original.
kept the original. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So so that's the same thing. The verse, like when I did the first idea, the first 8 bars, the first verse was 8 bars.
Mm-hmm.
And then went to the hook, and then the second part of my verse the second verse on that first version was 8 bars too. So what I did was I just put those 2 verses together, and that's my verse on the song. And then Dre wrote his verse on there.
We were in Vegas. In Vegas, and he was like, man, listen to this. Because we were just like, man, let's drop another song. And he was like, listen to this. I was like, that's it right there.
Yeah.
That's it. So he sent it to me. It was like, dude, and when I thought of it, I was like, listening to the song, I was like, damn, this shit remind me of some good West Coast shit. But at the same time, like a strip club song, kind of. You can play that shit in a strip club and bam.
Yeah.
So that's like I wrote my verse thinking like a West Coast but strip club too, you know.
Yeah.
That's that back it up, bounce to the flow, bounce, you know. It's just kind of, it could be that, it could be a low rider, it could be whatever, you know. So
and so the original idea was for like what I had in mind was kind of like a mixture of that West Coast, like it was really more like that's why I say, can you drop it to the ground one time? I'm saying it like that
one time
because
one time
it's like I'm thinking strip club, kind of like or just ratchet. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then when I'm saying do it for the coast, one time. But
one time.
With the do it for the coast, I'm talking like do it for the coast when how they used to be like do it for the gram. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, gotta do it for the coast. But I'm thinking like if a girl's dropping it, kind of like that. And then and so now it's just like a mixture of that kind of.
You got some of everything in it. But that goes back to the name, Func Junc.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of everything.
It's dope energy music. It's good vibes. It's party anthem music. It's really good stuff.
Appreciate it.
Do it for the coast. You know, we would be at parties, and Latinos we love Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
We love Nate Dogg, Eazy-E, Tupac.
Sure.
Yes. It's those to us, don't talk bad about Pac, don't talk bad about Eazy-E, don't talk bad about Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
We'll take it personal, right?
Talk. Yeah.
We was at a party And I would be like, girl, do it for Nate Dogg. Do it for Nate Dogg. That was it. That was my game.
Yeah.
Before having a playlist, we'd have the CDs, and I would have DJ Quick, Nate Dogg, and we just have like, this is the one. The East Siders, Milk and Honey. Remember Milk and Honey?
That's it.
Milk and Honey for the East Siders, and I had that one CD, and no matter what I had to do to get the party cracking, I would bring out that CD.
Dope.
So for you guys, what's on a playlist that you guys are like, your music, any other artist's music? What's the one thing that you guys are getting prepped to just get ready to rock a party?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Do it for Nate Dogg, girl.
do it for the coast for sure. Do it for the coast for sure.
Yeah.
But man, to be honest, like with me, like I don't know, man. I just like, obviously Kendrick is killing it right now. That's just the obvious thing.
Yeah,
but
everything on GNX.
Yeah. But for the most part, I'm when I'm rolling or whatever, I listen to oldies and shit.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it. That's
That's a playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm listening to, of course, Do It for the Coast. Energy would be one of them ones, but aside from our stuff, I would say, like, right now, I'm rocking Kendrick and Doechii.
Doechii, for sure.
That's probably my favorites right now.
Doechii.
And Redman, Muddy Waters, too.
Oh, man, dude. Muddy Waters, too.
That album right there is so underrated.
Man.
It's slappers on there.
It slaps on there,
Hey,
man. Redman that's my favorite MC, man.
Yeah.
Hands down,
I felt like
one
he
of the
was
best.
talking to me on that motherfucking album.
Underrated.
Have you heard the Muddy Waters, too?
Yeah, I heard it.
Man.
Is it 24 tracks, is it?
It's a lot of
It's a lot of tracks.
And then the first album he did, like, it was a single, right? It was a single CD.
Yeah.
Don't make CDs. Do they still make them?
They do make them as a marketing.
Keep bringing that heat, Redman.
Redman, man.
Keep keeping that hip hop going, man.
He likes going to the park a lot. I just saw an interview that he was saying that he doesn't kick it with a lot of other people. He keeps his circle tight.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Reggie Noble.
I know, Redman.
Reggie
one of the
Noble.
best.
One of the
Legend.
best ever.
Def Squad.
A great.
Yeah.
Me being Latino, man, it's hard. I'm an artist. I make music. I hold a radio show.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I network, I have to reintroduce myself every single time.
Right.
What up, Still Authentic? What up, Still Authentic? What up, Still Authentic?
Right.
This is me.
Right.
This is me. This is me. We met 2 times at the Toyota Center.
Yeah.
Dr. Stank, and I made sure I reached out to you both times. Hey, what's up, man? I recognize you and I saw you. And how is it? You guys been in the game since the 90s.
Yeah.
How is it that you guys keep breaking the ice and keep staying elevated and not letting it knock you down? Because I know how hard it is, bro. Imagine a freaking Latino trying into the game, and you guys been since the 90s.
Yeah.
Knocking on that door, and you're still knocking on that door.
Yeah.
How do you stay with that energy?
Well,
it's not all all good. You know what I'm saying? It's been a few times we've been like, man, you know what? Maybe this ain't it.
Yeah.
But we'd call each other and be, man, fuck that. Let's get back on this.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely ain't easy. I mean, we've had ups and downs in this. Like, sometimes you just lose your motivation. You don't want to do it no more. You know what I mean? Or you just going through some family stuff, or you going through some issues and stuff. And it's hard to, like, keep going when, especially if you ain't making money from it, or you ain't, what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of like
you're dishing out a lot of money, but you ain't none is coming back.
Right.
But if you stick to it and be consistent, it's gonna happen.
You got to do it for the love, man. And that's the one thing you got to have for this, because
it's not overnight.
You're gonna go through some ups and downs. You're gonna get told no way more times than you get told yes. But you got to believe that you can do this. You know what I mean? And you got to know. I remember Jay-Z, I saw some clip where he's like, there's a certain knowing that you have to have. You got to know beyond anybody's opinion of you. You have to know that you're that guy in order to do it.
Man.
You know what I mean? Because you're always going to be presented with things that are like, or this dude, like, he don't like your voice, or this other dude don't like, he thinks the beat is to this or to that or whatever. You know what I mean? But
you'll always have somebody that has an opinion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all about what you feel and your own opinion.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we didn't have people had a trillion opinions.
Yeah.
You know, but we just keep rocking. We gonna do us, because at the end of the day, we look at like, yo, how did we get this deal? We kept going. Yo, how did we get that deal? We kept going. Yo, how did we get this? So if you keep going, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I've made more money on merch than on my streams. I'll tell you.
Telling you,
for
seriously.
real. Yeah, these hats, these bow down clothing collab that I have, these shirts, that been all right. People see it and they rock with it.
Yep.
And I'm like, what song you like?
That's it.
You rap? I thought you had a radio show. I'm
Right.
like, nah, I got a playlist. Check this playlist out. Boom, and I'll hit them up. But it's
Definitely
hard as fuck.
I mean,
man.
you
It's hard.
definitely got to have your other stuff going on. You know what I mean? Because it's so fickle out there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like you just, you know, I mean, you got to be a businessman with this. You know what I mean? And sell stuff until you can really get to that point. You know?
Yeah.
But it definitely ain't for the weak at heart, man. It's one of them things where like you got to have thick skin, man. Because we've been told no so many damn times. I was like, damn, like what the fuck?
You start
doing
questioning,
wrong, you know?
like, damn, is it us?
Yeah.
Like, is it like, you know? And like we were told no over and over, and then that big yes came, and it's like,
Let's go.
it crushed all the no's, you know?
Yeah. This whole year for me has been no gatekeeping 2025.
That's it. That's
no
it.
gatekeeping. We're not doing that. We're not with the old dummy mentality.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
We're not with that. So I've been trying to, like, I got homeboys that are starting their own record label and they want to come to the show, and it's like 6 artists. I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna fit 6 artists in this room?
Right.
You know? Yep. So I haven't brought them in, but my wheels are turning. Like, what am I
figure
gonna
it
do
out? Yep.
to give them the shot?
Yeah.
And then just be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do this for you because I didn't have this shot. And you know,
that right there. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
There. That's right.
Yeah.
That's why when you reached out, I was just like, we there.
Oh yeah,
you
man.
know, we there.
I love you guys' music.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, bro.
And one thing about Cookster, what we do, we will spend a whole mix and we'll play it for our guests that have been here. So we've been doing it for a few years, and this whole mix might take up the whole show.
Right.
Wow.
It might just be nothing but music of everybody that's been through here, but we do that. And, you know, we pay yearly for people could get their credit for it.
Okay.
So if
That's
the
dope.
song gets played, you know what, it'll show on your Apple Music.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
It'll show
That's
on
dope.
whatever
Dope.
word we're using.
Dope.
Yeah,
Dope.
man.
Appreciate
so
y'all.
all that
Appreciate y'all.
licensing,
Definitely.
we pay the man
That's dope,
to make
man.
sure that the people that come in here that got their paperwork right are actually seeing it.
That's
So,
dope.
I know how it is, man. I know.
Yeah.
And it's tough, man. What kind of music are you guys working on? Just singles right now, or you guys are putting together an EP or an actual album?
We got an EP that we're working on right now. That it's done. We just gotta put it in motion. We just focused on this single right now. Do it for the coast.
Do
Y'all
it for
go
the
out and
coast.
stream that.
Yeah.
The
The EP is called Junc Food.
Junc Food.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
we gonna come with that. And we're just we're working on songs like constantly. You know what I mean? So it's just like we're working singles, and we're just gonna just keep doing that, putting that, and we're gonna put the EP out, but we're gonna keep on just doing singles until something just cracks. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We're just gonna keep doing this over and over, putting
Have
out
you guys
content.
noticed the college crowd is the demographic you guys are hitting in? Have you not? I've noticed it.
Yeah.
I noticed it, and I was all like, "All right, man,
Yep.
they're in the right area."
Yep.
I party over there at UCR.
Yeah.
I partied
Oh,
over
yeah.
there from Sevilla all the way down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Freaking-
You already know it.
You know,
Yeah, we did the UCR barn back in the
Back
day,
in the
man.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to crack. Yeah,
And,
the original barn.
when I
yeah.
hear your guys' music, that's where it takes me.
That's
It takes
it.
me to that.
Appreciate it.
Like
Uh
21 and over, and we know how to party.
huh. Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Dope.
Yeah, man, that's what's up.
it.
And you guys are doing visuals for everything.
Man,
Is it one person that
everything.
you guys are working with that's recording you guys?
It's-
the visuals.
Yeah, it's one of his name's Omar. That dude, he goes with us everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He's not here with us today, but
no, it's all good. But, we got Caesar.
You know, everywhere, you know, he goes. Shout out Omar again. But we also work with Beto.
Yeah.
And Beto's like that dude. If y'all ever need visuals, tap in with Beto.
Beto.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's one of the things. Touring. I'm gonna be touring out of state this year.
Okay. Dope.
First time since 2023. You know, last year we did a little Southwest. Now we're doing a little bit more Utah, Ogden, and we're doing New Mexico. We're doing Boise, Idaho. What advice you guys give to artists going out there on tour?
I mean, I would say like it's a good way to push your stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? I would say
it's
that
not gonna be the glamorous.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you know you be in your car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You instead of being at, you know, a top-notch Marriott, you're at the Motel 6. You know, so it's
buy some of this gear for I could be able to get a Motel 6.
That's it.
It's definitely a grind. I mean, if you're in a position to be able to do that, I mean, do it. I mean, because it's. I mean, that's what you got to do.
Take your merch with you.
Yep.
Take your merch with you and sell your merch.
Yep.
I know you guys when you guys first came in here, you you mentioned a care package.
Yes.
How important it is for people to not want to hook me up, and how is it that you guys tell? I have family and friends. Everybody sees the gear, and it's one of those things that I'd be like, hey, you know what? Go to the website because I don't want to say no.
Right.
I'm like, order from the website if you want. How do you guys approach? Like, hey, let me get that Func Junc sweater from you, man. I know you got it.
Question.
I know you got it. Though. How do you do that fine line where you tell people like, hey, man, please respect my hustle and please don't put me in a position where I have to. It's a tough decision.
Well, I mean, I think like
we've been kind of lucky with that. Like a lot of our friends or our people, our fans or whatnot, they really tap in and order it. And but we do order merch where we can, our throwout merch.
Yeah.
Where cool, here's a t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah. But and then we have family and stuff like where it's like here. You know what I mean? But they'll even people that get it, like they'll buy it too. You know what I'm saying? They'll buy something else. I mean, we've been pretty fortunate with that. I mean, and the thing is, it's like you're not gonna go to H&M and ask them for some free pants. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, why do I have to give it to you for free just because, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, we've given out plenty of merch. You know what I'm saying? We've given out a lot.
I'll give out the Hanes shirts that I have.
Right. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like, it's a grind. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like.
You guys been since 92, 93.
That's good marketing, like. Giving away free stuff too is great marketing. Great promotion. It's just we sponsored my son's football team. Their jerseys got the Func Junc logo on it. And it's just that opened doors for us. So it's just and
it's just one of those things like you got to know that if a person is doing it independent, they're most likely dependent on that money that they're getting from their merch to be able to go to that next city or to be able to pay for whatever else, to pay for this studio time or pay for whatever other thing they're doing. So it's like, support them if you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would say just don't expect that. If they give it to you, dope. But it's like,
man. I was like, hey, It'd be like it was like once you order it, they make it and they ship it.
Right.
It's one of those things that I have going on. So
Yes.
you order it, they take care of it, and I don't have I don't have it in hand.
Yeah.
The ones I do have in hand is the one that I make at home, and like you said, those are the ones that we're putting out on the shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, make sure y'all take y'all merch. Look at your data. Know your audience, know where your audience is, and go to those places. Go to those places,
man. Those
straight up.
So, do we have a name for the project? So, I mean, you just said it.
Junc Food. Junc Food.
That's what I was wanting to allude to. What are the top places in the IE? Because I love going to and eating out in the IE that you guys like to go and splurge yourself in.
I would say for Mexican food, Tina's.
Tina's?
Yeah.
Tina's on University.
Yeah.
Tina's
That's it.
by
That's
University.
it.
I know
That's it.
the Func Junc music lives out there.
That's it.
What is it? M&G Burgers in Colton.
In Colton?
In Colton.
That's Grand Terrace Colton border?
Yeah, but it's yeah. God, I'm trying to think of which street that is.
It's one of the main streets.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna say while he's thinking about that, I'm gonna say Riverside Airport Cafe.
Oh, okay.
Fire. The
Fire food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Riverside Airport Cafe.
I was living by Van Buren in Arlington. I couldn't fly my drone because of that. Because it was right there.
Yeah.
Go there for breakfast, brunch, fire.
Chilaquiles?
Fire. Everything. Fire.
Yeah, man. I like
Fire.
Rodeo Cafe.
Rodeo Cafe?
I like Rodeo Cafe.
P&G Burgers. That's what it is.
P&G
and it's over on
Burgers.
Valley Boulevard, Colton.
Valley
Fire
Boulevard.
burgers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. I'm a foodie, man. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
there's
foodie.
a lot of and we coming with that too.
JUNC.
A little food
That's
channel,
it.
the Junc
Little
Food.
food channel coming.
JUNC Food, but that's gonna be the name of the project. Though.
JUNC, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna sign out real quick.
All right.
For sure.
Let's sign out with some Func Junc, like a track or two. Any
we
shouts
go.
out do you guys want to give?
Man.
Shout out to the entire IE movement. Everybody that's trying to do it. There's a lot of dope MCs out there.
Keep it going.
Keep it going. Keep doing it. We support all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate all the love for all our fans that have been kind of like supporting us.
Keep rocking with us.
Keep rocking with us. Go stream that.
Shout out Still Authentic up in here.
Shout out Still Authentic.
Man, everybody.
Thank all of y'all, man, for rocking with us.
We appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all. And
I got shout out my son Maze.
that's right.
Shouts out to
I gotta do it.
That's right.
the
Shout
whole
out my
football
daughter
team.
Zoe
And the whole
my
football
son
team.
Xavier.
And
Yeah.
Zoe.
Yeah.
X-Man.
Xavier. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yes,
So yeah, that's it. We
Func
just doing
Junc.
it.
Yo, this is a good follow on the Instagram, funkjunc.com, FUNCJUNC.com.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sunday Skool Show, Still Authentic. Let's go.
Sunday
Appreciate y'all.
Skool.